Hey everyone, this is Ryan with Foiling Magazine. I'm here with Brandon Scheid, a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And first of all, there's a crazy new S in front of me. What's that all about?
Yeah, okay, so we're here with the Slingshot guys, and one of the biggest things that we have to talk about, aside from our great product this year, is the new branding on our product. So first and foremost, we're moving into a sign of maturity. Slingshot started 25 years ago, so there was a big push to kind of elevate the brand's look and position and modernize it and bring it to the little bit more refined look, as well as visibility. So what we want people to be able to do is basically identify our products from across the river. So having a really big visible logo was a really important thing, and it's something that you're going to see worked into all our products across the line. So that's a really exciting thing for this year, but it's not the only thing. I'm also holding a brand new wing, and our V4 wing, which is our premium all-around wing. We have a couple different models this year, and we have an idea ethos here starting, which is our high-tension, high-performance canopy.
Feel that.
Yeah, so that started on one of our heritage wings, which is the Javelin, which I'm actually not going to talk about here. It's our boom wing. It was our high-tension, low-span, so really narrow-span wing. This wing here in the V4 represents our high-tension, high-performance wing. But before we get into the features that make a wing great, let's rewind really quickly, and we can talk about the birthplace of wing, which started a really long time ago here in the gorge. I'll actually make a bold claim that Tony Lagauche, one of our founders, was the first person to actually wing on a wing. He did it with a sup paddle and like a bed sheet and like, I don't even know, a visionary ahead of his time. And Slingshot launched the SlingWing V1. I don't know if you were even doing the winging thing at that point, but so Slingshot has always held a long-standing relationship with this interesting new sport of winging, and we're fast forward to modern day, and we've evolved our SlingWing to meet the needs and demands of the customer. So first and foremost, like I said, high tension, high performance. So what's really important is a wing is that the airfoil that you design on the wing remains undisturbed under load. So by reloading the tension of the canopy with some tricks and tips of sail making as well as like modern design, you're able to retain a really high tension in the canopy, which retains the profile of the canopy, which gives you forward drive. It gives you good power and acceleration. It's the power, it's the driver of your wing. So you really want everything to be really nice and smooth and tight up here. You notice in the leech, we do have a little bit of looseness. What we've come to find is that if you go tight all the way, like super, a little bit of loose leash tension actually helps the wings free fly a little bit better. They're a little self-regulating. So you get that nice free fly off the nose. As with a lot of craziness these days, there's materials arms race in the industry, you know, with all the Aluula and all the other things that are happening here in the market. We wanted to deliver something that offered great durability, great cost, and great UV protection. So we've chosen this material. It's called our Frame-Light construction. It's a 160 GSM, which is the weight of the material.
Right.
It's really durable, it's really rigid, and it lasts a really long time. And best of all, it's super expensive. So it gives us a platform that's really reliable. We've done a bunch with the taper of the leading edge to get the optimal flex, where we have stiffness in the middle. We have some release or twist off in the wingtips. We have a strut in geometry that's kind of unique to us. What's important is that it pulls away from the canopy. When you lower the center of gravity of the wing, you actually increase the stability of the wing. So by dropping the strut away, you're going to gain stability.
And these things.
Yeah, so this is actually something that we're really proud of. These are our all new hard handles. They're called our Sling Grip Aluminum. They come with a system called our Click Connect system, which is a screwless, basically mounting system. I can give you a quick demo after we talk about it. I can show you how easy it is to mount and unmount. I'll have to deflate the wing because the pressure of the wing actually will keep them locked in. The grips themselves are 27 diameter, perfect for your hand. They have like a pentagonal shape. They have 5 sides. It's ergonomically optimized. It's actually based off of a deep study on lacrosse sticks. So I looked into lacrosse sticks because they have to like throw things and have roll control and non-fatigue on their hands. And after studying a bunch of lacrosse sticks, we were able to find a geometry that's actually really comfort on your hand, gives you good roll control, allows you to hold it in like the orangutan grip is what I call. You know, most wingers aren't death grip, right? You're kind of like relaxed grip in your fingertips. So you want something that fits in this shape, which actually ends up being like a 3-sided trapezoid. And then we got the pistol grip here so that I can carry my wing in and out of the water really easily, or conversely, if I'm flipping my wing over and I want to free fly down the wave. Up here, I don't have that much pitch control, but here I have full control over the angle of attack of my wing. I can even get down here on the bottom and be one-handed and riding. So it just gives me the ability to I don't know, have control over the wing when I'm free flying, which is kind of what everyone wants to do anyway.
Yeah, having that direct control also really helps with tacking and being able to roll the wing nose.
Yeah, I mean, big difference between the hard handles and the soft handles for control. You do sacrifice a little bit. They're a tiny bit heavier and they are hard. So like they could potentially like damage something, but I see the benefits of hard handles much outweighing the negatives. So that's why you see up and down the show, there's a lot of hard handle action going on. So we're really happy with our handle design. Okay.
All right. Looks like we have the Aluula construction here.
Yeah. So this year we built a wing completely around the material of the GC82 from Aluula. And what we learned really quickly is that this material is unbelievably rigid and superior in weight. Not only do we get a lighter weight wing, ultimately, we get a stiffer product, and stiffness is extremely important when we talk about winging. Thanks to the material, we were able to reduce the diameter of the leading edge in the strut, which gives us, again, a lighter weight wing. We were selective in our profile that we chose. We actually chose a more efficient, leaner profile than you'll see on the V4, which means you're going to be going faster, have more forward drive, and you're going to have a wing that's a little more light in your hands, not as much downward pull, much more forward pull. Additionally, we opted for a flatter dihedral. That flatter dihedral is going to make this wing free fly even more better, and it does increase the span a little bit. But hey, when you're getting to the point where you're looking for this style of wing, you already know how to wing. Catching the wing tip is not a huge problem for you. The GC82 again is extremely stiff. It provides a wing that flies really, really well, goes upwind really fast. This is the wing I've been reaching for every time I go in the water, just because of its unsurpassed stiffness. Like for me, it makes a huge difference. A couple other small little features. We have like a semi-rigid handle here on the nose. It's going to be soft enough that you're not going to get damaged or bonked, but it's going to be firm enough to give you control over the wing. And then just like with our V4, it comes with our sling grip handles and click connect and all that stuff. So it makes for a really easy handle mounting system on a wing that's really superior. And you can also see we got our high tension canopy here again. Even more with the GC82, the stiffness and tension goes well into the tail. So we have a wing that's extremely direct and extremely powerful.
That's awesome. I really love this layout, and the color scheme is amazing on both of you.
Yeah, they look really great, eh?
Yeah. What real sizes do they come in? What is the range?
It's going to be 2.5 to 6. And then same with our B4, we're going to see 2.0 to 7.0.
Nice.
Yeah.
Half meter
increments in every size. So that seems to work really well. 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5. It gives a great range. People can kind of build their quivers out as they need.
And it looks like they're around like 10 PSI on the smaller.
Yeah, the smaller ones are going to run 10 PSI. The wonderful thing about this Aluula material is you can pump it up pretty stiff, and that's what's going to translate to that direct performance that you feel in your hands. Yeah.
Well, this is all really exciting, Brandon.
Yeah, really great products.
Sick.
Okay, so that's the wing side. Let's move into the foils and talk a little bit about that.
All right, so now we're over here by the foils, and it looks like there's 3 ranges here, the E, the PTM, and the G series.
Yeah. So Slingshot has run pretty deep on foils over the years, and we're working on our Phantasm line of foils for a long time. It's been in the market for a little bit, but we have some exciting new additions. So for those of you that aren't familiar, our Phantasm foil system is our performance foil platform. It's available in an aluminum mass construction, a carbon mass construction, and a variety of lengths like you would expect from most people, 72, 82, 92, 102. And we have a variety of front wings. What we have here is mostly our wings that are concerned with winging or pumping or that kind of foiling. We don't actually have any of our kite foil wings displayed right here, which we do have. But our system basically works off the idea that we start on the E-wing platform. Our E-wing platform is a really easy to ride, lower aspect wings that just are super easy to get up and ride on. They give great low end characteristics. They have great glide. They're really comfortable and they're really easy to ride. And we start with most people on like the PS400 stabilizer.
Right. Nice. And then, so what sizes are in this E range?
Yeah, we have the 866, 1080, or the 1090, and one bigger one. Can't remember off the top of my head the exact surface area of that one. but they come in a large variety of sizes to get the big boys on the water, you know?
Totally.
Not everyone, you and me, are good at foiling now. We can pump, we can like break the surface tension, but not everyone has those skills when they first start. So having a wing that you can basically sheet in and it's going to give you that smooth, easy lifting characteristic is really important for the beginner user. Something really E for easy, right? Yeah. Moving into the line, then you would start to look at our G line of wings, which are our glide wings. So you can see the chord has been reduced drastically from the E series wings. We have wings that offer really great usable speed range, and they offer easy access to glide with predictable turning. So something that can step you up from your entry-level wing can start helping you tap into pumps. You start to learn your first pumps, maybe even start throwing your first shark fin where you're getting the tip out of the water. What's really great is you can progress pretty easily from the E-wing to the G-wing. It's not a huge step. It's just an increase in speed and glide.
And then, so what tails do you recommend with the G series?
Yeah, so honestly, if you started on E, you got the 400 already, when you jump into the G, I would start to recommend people starting to look at some of our new stabilizer options. We have two. One is the PS360, and we have a PS340, which we'll talk about here in a second. The greatest thing about the 360 is it improves acceleration because of its rake. It's got a lower angle of attack, so it's going to be a little faster. It's lower surface area. But look at the chord length. It's actually longer than the 400. So someone can step to a wing like this, increase their maneuverability and speed, but not lose a lot of pitch control,
right?
Which is kind of hard in the beginning. Pitch is, you got to keep the plane flying first and foremost, right? So you can opt into a little bit spicier tail on the G series, which is just going to open them up and let them turn a little bit better. And those come in 700, 800, 900, 1,000. And then in the back, we have like our kind of big guy light wind killer in the G1007. So really lean profile, really fun to ride in light wind, but a lot of surface area, 1,700. So those guys can get up and get going in the lightest winds.
No shortage of options there.
Our final line is our PTM line. These are our high performance wings that are made to glide, pump, and take you to the next level of performance. We have a new addition to the line this year, which is the 899. I've been testing this wing for over a year. I think for most intensive uses, it's one of the best wings I've ever gotten my hands on. When we talk about usable speed, we're talking about low end and high end as the two metrics most people talk about. Like when do you start and how fast can you go?
Right.
Well, what's way more important is your glide zone. And your glide zone is where can I ride to where I need that first pump to bring it back to life? That's the low end of your glide zone. To like how fast will you go on a wave? If you're riding at freaking Nemo 2 lefts, you're going to be going way faster than if you're riding at like hummus or something. Right. So same thing here in the gorge. If the bumps are really big, the top end of that glide zone is high. The bumps are small, it's low. And this wing really has access to that speed zone. We've actually metricked it with our Vacro sailing computer. It drops out at about 6 knots and about at 18 knots is like kind of where it goes. It does go faster than that. I got it up to almost 27 knots. So for a wing at 900 surface area, it's pretty fast.
And you have the PS340 tail on there.
Yeah, so you'll notice I opt for a different tail in this case, even leaner than the 360, a little less surface area, really maneuverable in both the yaw, roll, and pitch, and a really great pairing with the 899. So this is my new kit that I drive all the time. I know you had a chance to ride it while we were in Fiji. You had great results on it. Everyone we give it to has a great time, and it's a one foil kind of to
does a bit of everything.
Them all.
Totally.
And then, just really quickly, the last thing I want to touch on is just you got to mount this stuff to your board somehow. So we're also introducing a rapid foil mounting system. It's pretty straightforward. It has 2 of these flag screws. You can go ahead and tighten them with your hands. They lift up. I have one over here, actually. They lift up, and you can swivel them and auto index them so that they always end up straight. You're basically just going to unscrew 2 thumb screws. Can pop your foil off your board. These little sled tracks just integrate into these little nuggets in the front. So you simply just have to drop the board in, tighten 2 screws, and your foil system is ready to go.
And that's for the aluminum mast?
This is compatible with the aluminum mast. Little sneaky trick for you. Me personally, I just run 4 of these flag screws on my carbon stuff for testing. Man, I can move my stuff in the water. Like if it's just a nil off or something, So I just run 4 flag screws on my setup, but you can also run the 2 setups if you have the aluminum mounts.
Well, Brandon, it's incredible to see the new line, and thank you for the explanation.
No problem. I know it's always a mess.
Yeah, oh, it's great, and all of these new products seem to be a great addition to the line.
Yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys our offerings and has a great time out on the water.